Hello everyone, welcome back to another video. So, a little bit of a bathroom project today. I'm not doing the building on this one. There's a plumber, he also a bathroom fitter, he's doing that. I've been called in. Do you remember the previous job where I had to sort out some of Electricians' work? That's the bathroom downstairs, and this is a new one they're having, so they want to use me on this one, so which is good to hear, because she still hasn't heard from that chap. Anyway, I'll do a quick walk round and I'll just show you a few bits that I've found. I've already started this, but I'll show you. Tell you what I'm actually doing. This is getting a bath here. So these are going to be 2 tiled shelves. So we're putting in some 12 volt spotlights, 3 in there, 3 in there. I'll show you the little kit in a minute that I got for that. That light will be going, but this was a tiny bedroom. So for the minute, she's going to leave this light up, and then when it's all finished, going to find just a round LED bulb head. So what I've got to do is lose this switch. I've added in a box here. Gone for a deep one because you might want to put a dimmer on it. I've told her she can't have a dimmer on those 12 volt ones because they're not compatible, but she could potentially have a dimmable light here. So I've wired a 3-core and a 2-core. So I'll have a live neutral earth switch line that comes along here to this one here, and then the 2-core will do a live and neutral, so it'll just be a switch line which will do these lights here, because they come with like a transform with a plug. So what I'm going to have to do is actually put a socket up in the roof here and just write on it only for lighting in the bathroom. You can't plug a hoover into it, not that they're going to in the loft, but I'll label it up anyway. So I'm going to get onto that. I'm just going to jump in the loft and show you a couple of bits. So first thing I've found is a unswitched socket with light in circuit rope on it, 1 screw. I will put a screw in there for her. Not sure if that actually works. I've plugged my light in it and it didn't come on, so I'm not sure what that's doing. So up in the loft, uni light, not. Okay, so I think this must be the same guy that did some bathroom work for her. So there's random junction boxes everywhere. So look, it's just floating cables with flex. That feels like 2.5. So it says, join spur from light in ring to bedroom cupboard light. So what I think he means is that's the ring main, and he's cut in a spur for a light. In a cupboard, I'm guessing, somewhere. I might have a look, but I don't really want to go snooping around the bedrooms. There's also some new cables there with just connectors on floating, and another box over there. So yeah, we're not going to get involved with that. I will just put on the test sheet that I think she needs an EICR doing on this and some remedials, but the bit I'm doing is over here. So at the minute, my two cables come up here. What I'm going to do is move some of this insulation out the way. God knows what that big crash was. She's got a kitten in the bedroom, so I think it's knocked some stuff off the side, but that's not my problem. So I'm going to get my mask on, move some of this insulation. My light is over here, my old pull cord is over here. I'm going to strip that out and then clip my cables round to where they got to go, and yeah, we'll get on that. That's better, isn't it? Got the light hooked up now. Going to go and get my mask, some gloves, and then we're going to set on the laps, get this all clipped round and show you what we're doing. I'm not actually sure why I say show you what we're doing, because it's me on my own and you watching, so it's strange. So you'll have to excuse the mask, and yes, I didn't wear knee pads, and I'm not a little boy and I got really strong knees, but if you're an apprentice or you want to wear knee pads and get a kneeler, that's absolutely fine, but for me it just doesn't work, so I've got tough knees. Okay, so what I've done here, cables come up through the ceiling and they've gone on top of the timber here, so we're not actually sandwiched between any insulation. This will get laid back on top, but it's only 100mm on one side. Okay, check the red book. Comes along here, so this is not going to be covered at all.
This is the old switch wire that I'm going to go and rip out now. That's the light in the bathroom. This is my new 3-core that's going to drop down again. I've clipped along the beam and it will just jump over in. And this is my 2-core, which will just be a switch line and a neutral, to a socket which will be dedicated to the lighting circuit, which are going to do the new 12-volt lights down in that bathroom. Okay, so I've just stripped out that switch wire, and as you can see it's got the classic green goo going on, especially on the live there. But yeah, it's completely going gooey, this cable now. So again, that will have to go down on the test sheet as an observation, I guess. I'll just show you what I've got. So my 3-core and earth that I've dropped in comes in here. So my brown will be a permanent feed down to the switch. My black coming back with a brown flag will switch this light in here. The grey is the flagged up as the blue there, which is the neutral, and the earth's a singly sleeve there. Can you see that green goo? Look, good job this light's getting changed, isn't it? So that's that light done. Okay, this is where we're at. The grey from that 3-core is flagged blue, with the blue that goes to the new socket in the loft. So that's the neutral connection. And the reason I wired it like this is because it's just got rid of a joint in the loft basically. And then you've ended up with a neutral at the switch. And then simply the brown in the 3-core is the common linked across the switches. The black is switching that light, flagged up brown, and then the brown in the 2-core goes again with that blue, goes up to that socket, and you'll be able to switch it on and off here because there's a transformer to plug in. I almost forgot the earth connection goes there because you want to bring the earth through on the tabs to the faceplate screw just there. Okay, so it's basically this little kit that I picked up, IP67. It's actually for decking lights. It's perfectly fine to go in top of my head. Yeah, so basically the lights are IP67 and it's 12 volts, so it's perfectly fine to go in zone 1 of the bathroom. And it's also recessed in, so it's not actually directly above the bath, if you like. It's recessed in the recess, if that makes sense. But anyway, what I'm going to do, I'm going to just quickly plug this into the local socket. We'll just have a look at what they look like. So imagine if I switch this switch on, it then activates the socket upstairs. So I'm going to put these nice little lights on in the bathroom for her. She's going to have 3 on one shelf, 3 on the other shelf. And then you'll be able to switch that, switch off there. It will then switch the socket off in the loft. The lights go off. So that's the setup. They give you a nice long lead to come from the loft, look, and then these individually plug into each other. So I can leave, I'm going to oversize the holes, then the plumber's going to drill out the tile. And the hole size needs to be 25mm cut out for these, and then he's going to drill the tiles out. But what he can do, he can actually unplug these, and I'll leave him a little draw wire so he can pull them back in. Okay, here's where we're at. Little cable goes up through the ceiling, is clipped on the inside of this timber, which is, by the time he's got ply and tiles on that, you're looking at 4 inches. Okay, so that comes down here, and then probably leave a coil of the lead here because this is just going to get boxed in. And then the first light, I've just texted the client, I'm wondering whether to do them equally spaced, so you'll have 3 gaps the same, or do 1 in the centre and then 2 sort of either side. So I'm just waiting for her reply. But I'm going to oversize these holes 35, then the plumber can do 25mm and then just clip the light back in. But I'll get this all sorted and then we'll show you the end result. Okay, I'm still waiting for the client to get back to me on where she wants these drilled, but just so you get the idea, that switch there does that light, and then that switch there will do those little recess lights. And she just texted me and she just said, I don't mind, do whatever you think looks best. So I'm just going to space these out evenly. They're going to be sat, them going to be in that one, lighting this one up, and these ones are going to be in the top here, lighting this one up. So quite simply, all I've done is measure the gap, divide the gap by 4, 2, 3, 4. That'll give you 3 equally spaced marks for the lights, and then I'm just going to square off, drill a hole dead centre, oversize it, and then the plumber
Tyler can do his at 25mm, and I'm going to put some draw wires in, and then if he can't do it, I'll come back and put all the lights in when it's all tiled. Okay, I've just got one in, just like that, so that's what they're going to look like. 3 along this one and 3 along this one. So I'll get this wrapped up now, get them drilled. I'll have to just put a draw wire in, leave them disconnected, and then come back and wire them up. I couldn't resist just putting 3 on. That's going to look lovely because she's having white tiles put in there. Yeah, they're nice actually. Okay, so that's another little one done. What I've done is just put a load of draw wires in, basically so I can just draw between all the different locations, and then when the Tyler plumber's done, I will just come back. He's going to leave these in for me, and I'll just come back, pull all the lights through and get it plugged in. That's the plug that comes from the loft. I don't know about you guys, but when I'm clearing up, I like to put all the tools near the front door so I can just quite easily put them in the van. And last but not least, we've got to let this little fella out. Hello. Hello. Come on then. Come on then. Say bye bye. Bye bye.